that incident, it was just a question of when.
Déjame decirles que tengo esquizofrenia y hace 3 años me enfermé.
That doesn't sound quite right. Let's think. That doesn't sound...
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians, and the first stone slate tells us that long ago the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids into human. This might be the reason that Fontaine...
That doesn't sound... That doesn't...
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that Neuvillette mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first. If we hadn't dealt with... It's not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness, the stone slates, show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon.
They'll dissolve into the primordial... The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson, and the eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meripede was the surest sign that the stone slate's content... Huh? Oh, Paimon gets it now, but then it feels like...
Let's hear them.
Incredible. We're...
All Fontanians were originally created by the late... The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial sea. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also...
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon...
The Hydro Archon's true sin?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the...
Yeah, and so wouldn't it be trying to show the... In the end, did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you... However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slate when we were at the ruin, now that the slate collection is complete... I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontanians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiar. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels. But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is...
That's way too much information. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro...
This really might be...
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct. A key point of the visual on the third, they have not been dissolved, which implies that the nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro. You may also recall, therefore, that the people of Fontaine, yes, it refers to our...
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what,
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will...
Traveler, I would like to point out another about the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial... However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, as for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe... This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come.
It was both dream.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be...
The truth, the original.
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the Opera House? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in...
So we've met it at last. I understand that whale does not belong to Teyvat. It is a monster that has traversed... It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. And once it has finished consuming all of the...
you said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontainians out of Oceanids...
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontainians. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make it...
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that...
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying... From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we... Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy...
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself. Even if the entirety of Teyvat were to be destroyed, it could still survive. And
That's not something... We've already done everything we can, and we even found the truth. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is...
Indeed. That's not how a grand performance...
I'll fight it to the end. No matter what.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
prophecy. Yes. Just as prophecy ultimately
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Furina! No, I still need answers.
You...
Sorry. That shocked expression.
You are not Furina.
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. Assure some.
Fosolo.
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. The heavenly principle.
Deceiving the heavenly...
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that she knew full well that the prophecy, and as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. I had to outwit the heavenly principle. I'm a genius, I know. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I...
So you were also once one of the Ocean...
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered. The me you see before you now is that divinity. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be... Her strengths were of a kind only a... But in my eyes, Furina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan... Do you still remember the final scene of the In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Furina to be an actress under the curse I placed on her. So long as I, Fosalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But no, instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of I suppose now you probably understand why you're...
But Furina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long... I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years. And all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely.
What's the hurry?
Oh? Who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I'm... All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract... Oh, do not jest. I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontanians are... Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
Freeze! Don't get frostbite.
Go! Wipe out! Yeah.
Dodge this!
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
You're in for a little shock.
Dodge this!
Water jet!
Cool it!
Furina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are...
Be not nervous. Be not afraid.
Wait a moment. You're... Mirror me?
Mirror.
Mirror me.
The prophecy.
What prophecy? The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain.
Oh.
What?
Yes, it will. And that is why
But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontanian just like them.
Oh, don't. I will tell you.
As for... But if there were...
I suppose this would also be the...
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well.
Play as...
That's right. You must begin. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying...
But how will I do this?
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You being a human yourself, remember...
So...
To a... But...
A trial. The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I still... Ladies, and I'm sure you've all heard. In truth, as the god Focalor, once again, this... I thought I might...
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more...
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her...
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone's right? Mirmi said that I just need to play the role. Calm down, Furina. Think. Assertive. With a strong... Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come... Well, it seems that you would all see. You may consider my Now then!
So that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were...
Personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accessions. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be... The scales. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want me to play. There is, so long as
Yes! Oh, yeah!
Lady Furina, here are today's case reports as
Come now. Besides,
if... That's true,
No need for fright. And do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now.
Lady Furina,
No need. All right.
He's...
Lady Furina.
I see. It's as I thought then. All manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass. Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also...
Really? Have they...
I'm afraid that they haven't...
Oh, is that so? The day is finally over. But it's good to see that everything's getting on track. Maybe this is fine.
Lady Furina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that.
Lady Furina, I've waited...
Indeed, my dear loyal...
Lady Furina, we're detecting...
This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the
No wonder. No wonder. A man of...
So interminable. Hundreds of years must have passed by now. I never imagined. Have I reached my limit? No. Perhaps I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But I've conducted so many investigations across the century. All I can do is keep heart.
Furina, you don't have to shoulder this, although I don't know what...
Share, that's impossible.
But even if you're burdened, just
a witness. And if to... She's right. I could confirm, but if things don't play out as expected... No, Furina.
You shouldn't. But what if... Furina, you've worked so hard. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find if you let this opportunity slip, think about it. Long and hard.
No, I have nothing to say. I am Furina. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness...
Fine.
So even Furina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, she did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works, but that is only half. How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Linny did mention that he heard a human It now seems that...
And then I became one with the oratories, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes. Alas, you're... In truth, it is no Oh, you have it. I mean, did you... My work over these... But really, the vast majority has been... had to be accumulated.
It was all a part of your plan, then?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained but only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Furina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro... The destruction of that divine throne. If I do...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon.
But...
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more.
All you've done throughout the years is just...
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased. Hydro Dragon, Hydro Dragon. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved... Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea. And the heavenly... I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it... Speaking of justice, I have always believed that... So, if the theft of the primordial seas... Then, leaving... In other words, defying the... At this point, Iudex Neuvillette...
So when I... At last, in the beginning... I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries, you are things being as they are. Surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
What just happened?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling...
But since we're all still alive and haven't been...
It's time to end this. We must meet out...
Wait! Didn't you say just a moment?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require the root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that had come with me, traveler. Done my best to separate the power from my weapons. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together. Sorrow turning into hostility.
This moment will be frozen in time. Freeze!
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chance will present itself.
Your luck. Dodge this.
Let it rain.
Let's spark things.
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize. The moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Freeze! Push your luck. Cool it. You're getting on my nerves.
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been mine. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that— Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen.
That power.
Paimon has an idea. From what it's just that he gave us the impression that she was,
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, so you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. That kind of power is wasted on it. All in all, it fails as a
Miss Skirk?
The point being?
Well, being that this pet, so what sort of person—
Oh, right. So you don't know him. His name is Sertologi.
I am unfamiliar with...
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous.
The fowl?
Still nothing?
Ooh, that one we've heard!
Oh, so you do know, but I suppose you understand.
Wait, didn't you also mention a visionary person?
Actually, never mind that. That the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the— As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
Not to worry. Focalor had...
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Furina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Hey! Help! Over here!
All hands, initiate emergency rescue! Hurry!
Hey, lend a hand!
Look! The water's receding!
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong! The prophecy was wrong!
Are you alright?
Yeah.
We're saved. The prophecy was wrong.
The soil renewed. Old soil can still give birth to new skyship with the various people always called. Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Juria and Navia? They sound like real.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The value for these big scoops. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created.
Paimon's curious,
and that's exactly why.
Are you?
Oh, this time.
What's the hurry? What's the hurry?
Navia! Oh, it's you.
Hey, we're just having a look around.
I'm here to update myself on how things are.
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snezhevich. Our residents are—
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours. But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our—
I get where you're coming from.
That would be fine. Thanks.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials.
Huh?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Furina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson.
Oh, wait, just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel, about what it was like facing down a god. There's...
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme.
I see you're the same.
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake—
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let her off that easy. All right, then everyone...
Was it a good shot? Did Paimon look...
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more... All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the also not to...
Wow.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at...
Whoa.
That's a...
In truth, I told him that it...
You're right. I've got to...
Stay safe now. And tell me...
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgia.
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you come all the way?
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear...
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke!
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your...
Of course, of course!
All right then, this way.
Hey, no,
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want...
Sir, please don't say things...
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this
No, I just...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually the boat that brought it. Still, if I might add.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the
Really?
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or...
Did you really have to use the word? Well, then, 2 solo...
Is my hair messed up?
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to...
Ah, Siegeween.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Why don't you, take some pretty photos of our head nurse? Sure. Come on, Miss Siegeween. Over this way. Let's find a brighter spot.
Huh? Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been?
Same old, as you can see.
Other than that flying ship, I got...
That's why I decided...
You're too kind.
I see. Lots of things.
He sure did win them.
I'll tell them that there's good news and...
Oh.
What change can there be? As to what Miss Furina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Hey, everyone. The photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day here.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go.
There'll be an...
Maybe. Who knows? All right. Last stop, the docks.
I gave you my heart.